Welcome to Big Pool Discipleship 101, the Bible in a Year. Week 34, Jeremiah 30 through 50, From the Judgment of Israel to Babylon. Jeremiah is the longest book in the Bible. He was a prophet to Israel and the nations. It's a message of judgment and hope. Israel had broken the covenant by worshiping other gods. Spiritual adultery. Their leaders committed injustice towards needy widows, orphans, and foreigners. In their depravity, they engaged in child sacrifice. Chapters 26 to 45 contain judgment and hope for Israel. Chapters 46 to 51 are the same for the nations, concluding with Babylon. Jeremiah 30 to 33 is about a Messiah and a new covenant, which writes God's law on people's hearts. What does Jeremiah 30 verse 3 summarize about God's intentions? How would a message of national punishment go over in our land today? What does Jeremiah 31 verses 31 to 34 say about God's law and a new covenant? What role do the covenants play in the letter and the spirit? Why did the prophet buy a field in Jeremiah 32 verses 6 to 15? Does Jeremiah ask a similar question? What's God's answer? In Jeremiah 33, verses 15 and 16, who is the righteous branch in David's family tree? What does it mean God will restore Israel? In Jeremiah 34, what was God's message to the nation's leader? What is Babylon prophetically? In Jeremiah 35, why did the Rechabites refuse wine? Was it a command from God or man? How did the descendants of Rechab obeying a human command compare with Israel's disobedience to God's commands? Why does Jeremiah 36 recite how the book was written by Baruch? What did Baruch then do in verses 8 through 10? What did the nation's political leader do with the scroll? What did Jeremiah do? In Jeremiah 37, what was Zedekiah's request? What was Jeremiah's message to Zedekiah regarding Babylon? In Jeremiah 38, would someone trying to warn the nation today also be treated like a traitor? What did the nation's leaders do to God's prophet? How true is verse 15 today? In Jeremiah 39, how merciful were the Babylonians at the fall of Jerusalem? What did they do to the king? In Jeremiah 40, what happened to Jeremiah? What was the plot against the Babylonian governor of Judea? In Jeremiah 41, who murdered Gedaliah, the Babylonian governor? In Jeremiah 42, what was God's message of comfort to those soldiers innocent of the crime? What was the warning? In Jeremiah 43, verses 2 through 4, what did the proud military leaders do with God's warning? Once in Egypt, what did Jeremiah do with some rocks? Why? In Jeremiah 44, verse 5, what was Judah's sin? In verses 10 and 16, what was their attitude? What was the prophecy of verse 27? In Jeremiah 45, what was God's punishment for a disobedient nation? In Jeremiah 46, which nation was first to receive God's message? Who would attack Egypt? In Jeremiah 47, who is the next nation? Where is this geographically? From what direction will the attack come on them? In Jeremiah 48, who is the next nation? Where are they geographically? What does verse 26 say was their sin? Will they be restored? In Jeremiah 49, who is the next nation? Perhaps Rabbah is Rabbath Ammon, the capital of the Ammonites, and modern Amman. Beginning Jeremiah 49, verse 7, who is the next nation? South of Jerusalem to the Gulf, Edom later became much smaller Idumea, the land of the Herods. Beginning Jeremiah 49:23, who are the next nations? Damascus still exists. Kedar is roughly equivalent to Arabia. Hazor is north of Lake Galilee. Elam is east of Babylon in today's southwestern Iran. In Jeremiah 50, what is the message about Babylon and hope for Israel and Judah? Why is Babylon punished? What is Babylon symbolic of today? Well, that's it for this week. Until next time, be blessed.